guys, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Sarah, and today I thought I would just do a full face of makeup for you guys and just walk you through what I typically put on my face when I do my makeup. I have been pretty consistent in putting the same things on my face probably for the last maybe year or so, and I've kind of got it down to the things that I really like that work really well for me. And actually, this may be surprising to you, but I don't use any foundation. I use a little bit of concealer and then a couple other products to give my face a little bit of color, but I just hate putting foundation all over my face, and I honestly don't think I really need to. I do have a little bit, you know, some blemishes here and there and some freckles and things like that, but honestly, I think the biggest thing for me is just like circles under my eyes, and then other than that, I'm pretty happy with my complexion. So I typically don't use foundation, so I kind of wanted to just walk you through what I do use. The first thing that I always do is just put a moisturizer all over my face. So this is one that I've been using for a few years. This Yes To brand has a bunch of different like scents or like different moisturizers and different products that do different things for your skin. So this one says it is a daily balancing moisturizer, and it's Yes To tomatoes. For some reason I picked this one up over some of the other ones, and I've just used this one consistently. This brand does a really great job at moisturizing. It doesn't feel sticky or weird on your skin at all.
To believe it, that we can make the sun come out. Let us lose ourselves in a fairy tale. Who can say what's wrong or right? We're the only ones who can decide. Baby, you and I.
The second thing that I always do is work on my eyebrows. For some reason, in my mind, it makes sense to do it this way because I feel like the moisturizer needs to dry a little bit and like soak in before I start layering on other things. So I like to do my eyebrows next. So this is the eyebrow. It's like a, I guess a pencil or like a wand that I typically use, but as you can see, the label completely wore off because I have used the heck out of this thing. I need to get a new one. It's pretty much dried up. But this is the Benefit brand, like a brow mascara. And I use usually one of the darker shades. I know I have like fairly light hair, but for some reason my eyebrows I feel like look better when they're just a little bit darker. I think it's because my natural color, like in my roots, is pretty dark. So I don't go for like the lighter shade. I usually do a pretty dark. But since that is all pretty much dried up, this is my second choice, and sometimes it even works better than the Benefit for me because it doesn't look like it's gonna focus. But sometimes I just really need some help getting like a full looking brow because my eyebrows are pretty light, they're pretty like patchy. So when I feel like I really need something that's going to fill them in nicely, I go for this like pencil. It's like a cream pencil. It's by L'Oreal. It's the Brow Stylish Shape and Fill, and this is in the shade Brunette. So you have this like angled cream tip here, and then on the other end you can just use to like shape it and fill it and kind of blend it a little bit. I'm gonna use this one today because my other one's dried up.
Want to keep it nice and clean, not freak out and cause a scene. I try to hold it together, keep it together. Not sure who I really am, just be cute and super bland. I try to hold it together, keep it together. Been playing.
So here you guys can see here's with the pencil and then without. Makes a huge difference, and it's not anything really dramatic or like crazy structured or dark or anything, but it makes a huge difference. Alright, so eyebrows done. Now that I gave my moisturizer a little bit of time to figure itself out, I'm going to go in with my concealer. This concealer, I swear by, I've used it for a long time. It's the NARS Creamy Concealer. It's amazing. And it's one of the only concealers that has a shade that's light enough for me. I am pretty pale, and I just really hate it when anything like concealer or foundation or anything makes me look like darker than I am naturally. I really like to go like as light as I can. So this is the lightest shade of the NARS Creamy Concealer.
This ain't forever, need a shot and then a beat.
you guys, so this is what we are working with. I do triangles under my eyes, I do a few dots on my nose, and then I'll just do a line on either side of my face just to kind of accentuate the little bit of cheekbone that I have. And then I just did a little dot on my forehead because there was a little like bump or blemish there that I wanted to cover up a little bit, but that's pretty much it. So these are the spots that I want to like focus on, but other than that, I don't put like any type of concealer or foundation or anything on any other parts of my skin because I really like the natural look of being able to see like my actual skin in my full face of makeup. You're probably going to be able to hear my toddler during some parts of this because he's downstairs with my husband. So I'm sorry about that if you randomly hear yelling. He is a very loud child. Alright, so I'm just going to go in with a beauty blender. This one's looking a little rough, but this one I pretty much just only use with my concealer. And I will just blend this all in real quick.
Come with me, let's do something we'll regret. 'Cause I've been feeling that crazy, and I need to lose control. So baby, put the record on. Baby, put the record on. Hit it.
So I did this side already, haven't done this side yet, but you can see how it kind of creates like a line there, but it's really subtle. It's not like in your face, but it just kind of creates a nice area, and then you can put your bronzer, whatever you want to put on top of your cheekbone, and then it just creates a nice line there and kind of draws out your cheekbone a little bit. Alright, so concealer has been blended in. I'm just putting on a little bit of chapstick. I never really put much on my lips because I hate it wearing off throughout the day, and then you just like never really know how your lips are looking throughout the day. So I just usually do a chapstick and call it a day there. Baby Julie wanted to come say hi to you guys. If you've been watching any of my videos over the past few months, you know that Julie makes an appearance at almost all of them because she's a little newborn. And she can't stay sleeping for too long, huh? Princess, you want to say hi? You're looking so pretty. Oh, that was a good one. Alright, she's just gonna lay here next to me while I finish up my makeup. So the next thing after concealer is going to be bronzer. That's just the order that I always do it in. I like to get everything on my face and then do mascara last. So my bronzer that I've been using for a really long time is from the Body Shop. You can see it's a little bit worn. This is the shade Warm Glow. It says number 2. And this is an amazing bronzer. It has like a slight shine to it. I don't know if you can see that. It's just a really good color for me. I just really love it. And I don't typically think the Body Shop for makeup, but I think this was on sale one day and I got it and I've loved it for years. So it's like a good nice size too. It's lasted so long. I like to go in with like slightly angled brush and just do like right under my cheekbones. And that's pretty much all I do with bronzer. I don't like to do a ton. I don't like to really make myself look like super tan or anything like that. I just like to accentuate my cheekbone. It gives me like a nice glow in my cheeks, and then that's pretty much all I do with that. So I'm gonna go in and do that real quick. So I kind of just make sure that's nice and blended out. If I ever feel like it's not blending well, I will go in with my beauty blender and just kind of smooth out some parts of it that need to calm down a little bit. Looks pretty good. The next thing that I always do, I'm all about highlight, you guys. You would probably know looking at my Instagram and my YouTube videos that I am all about highlight. So my favorite brand of highlight is Laura Geller. By far, I just love pretty much everything made by Laura Geller. So I have this one here. This is the Champagne Pink. This is going to be more of a light, like almost white looking highlight on you. If you want something that's going to make you look more golden and glowy, this one is the Gilded Honey. Oh my gosh, can you guys see how beautiful this is? It's shimmery and gold and rich and amazing, and it goes really great with this type of a bronzer that also has like a warm kind of glow to it. So they go really well together. I like to use this type of a brush for the highlight because it's just makes it really pigmented, very specific areas of your face. So this brush has always just worked really well for highlight for me.
I don't think we got enough time to sort out all the fights, to sort out all the lies. Oh baby, yeah. There was a part of me that.
So I just put that right above the cheekbone, like by your eye bone, and then a little bit on the nose, a little bit above the lip, and that is typically where I always put my highlight, and I think it looks really good, and it kind of blends into the bronzer, so you don't have like big streaks of just one or the other. You kind of just like blend them together. And the combination of the two really makes me look a little bit more tan and warm without being like over the top. So since I'm showing you guys what I typically do on a daily basis, I'm gonna be real and just show you literally what I do. And I don't put eyeshadow on typically because I just don't feel like I have time for it, and I don't think it adds a lot to my makeup look. If I'm feeling fancy, if I'm having a date night, I will add like a light pink or something like that that really makes my eyes pop, but I just don't feel like it's typically worth it. The bronzer and the highlight to me make the biggest difference, so I always want to try to make time to do that, but I usually don't do any eyeshadow. So now that I feel like I have everything on my face that I want besides mascara, I'm gonna do a setting spray. I use the Urban Decay All Nighter, and there's a couple other types of setting spray by Urban Decay, but I've always found that that brand just does a really good job with setting sprays. So I always recommend Urban Decay. I'm just gonna spray this all over my face. You wanna be pretty far away because if you get too close, it's gonna just be wet and create a mess. So you wanna be kind of far away, and then I usually fan my face afterwards to just have it dry as quickly as possible, just to make sure you don't have any like big drops or anything on your face that could potentially mess up your makeup. But I usually don't have any issues with this. And the reason that I do this before my mascara is because I feel like when I spray it after I just did my mascara, sometimes my mascara can get wet and it can leave little marks on the top or the bottom of my eyes. So I just try to avoid that at all costs, and I just spray before I do my mascara, and then that's the very last thing that I do, and it doesn't get smudged anywhere. So moving on to mascara, I use different mascaras all the time. I usually like to try new things, and I've just never really settled on one that I love 100%. So the one that I'm currently using is the Bare Minerals Lashtopia. I ended up getting this at a store that I didn't typically shop at, and I just needed a mascara, so I grabbed this one. But I actually am really impressed with it. It does a great job. So I'm just gonna go in with an eyelash curler really quick. And I have only been doing my top lashes because I've just found when I do my bottom lashes, it doesn't make a huge difference, and it just tends to either make a mess or smear, or there's just always something that goes wrong. So I just avoid that, and especially if you cry at all, it's gonna really quickly mess up the bottom lashes. So I just don't even ever do my bottom lashes anymore, just to decrease the amount of mess and like maintenance you have to do throughout the day.
Close your eyes, get some rest. I'm by your side, lay your head on my chest. I know you've had a really bad day.
Alright you guys, so I am all done with mascara. So this is my completed look. Again, I did not use any foundation, so this is just my quick and easy makeup that I do on a daily basis. And I am a mom of two. I have a toddler boy and a newborn baby girl, so I do not do my makeup every day, but when I do get the chance to, this is typically what I do for my videos or for going out. So I really appreciate you guys watching this video. If you enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up. And if you are not subscribed to my channel, I make a lot of motherhood related videos, life with a toddler and a newborn. I do some cleaning videos, some sit down videos. So if any of that sounds interesting to you, please consider joining my family here. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.